Hi everybody. Today we're going to talk about tocar and parecer. Tocar, of course, is implying that it's somebody's job or turn to do something, and parecer meaning, how it seems to somebody, what they think about it. We're actually going to start off talking about gustar because tocar and parecer both work like gustar. That is to say, you know how gustar is not a normal verb, it doesn't conjugate regularly. It's almost like it conjugates backwards. Me gusta la pizza, I like pizza, is how we would translate, but it's really more like pizza is pleasing to me. What this means is that we're not conjugating gustar for who's doing the liking, but rather we're conjugating gustar for what it is that they like. Some people would tell you that it's going to be gusta or gustan. It normally is. It is possible to be the other forms, but we just start with that one. And then if gustar is conjugating for what you like and not for who likes it, how do we show who likes it? Well, we just simply put the me, te, le, nos, os, or les in front of the verb to show us, who's doing the liking. If I like it, I would say me gusta. If I'm going to ask, do you like it? Te gusta? So forth and so on. There is a couple of things that we need to cover as well, and I'll point those out as we get through this. Here's some examples. Remember, if I want to say I like pizza, I would say me gusta la pizza. If I want to say we like pizza, we would say nos gusta la pizza. In both cases, the gusta stayed gusta because it's referring to the pizza. That didn't change. It's the me that changed to nos to indicate that instead of I like it, we like it. In addition to that, if I use the pronouns le or les, for the person doing the action, doing the liking, then I'm going to have to make it clear unless I've mentioned them before. If I said, talking about Juan, and then I say, and Juan likes pizza, then I've made it clear. But otherwise, I'm going to have to clarify it. To do that, I'm going to put the word a, and then the person's name or the pronoun before the le or the les. You don't replace the le or the les, but rather you put that before the le or the les. Here's a couple of examples. I could say, a Juan le gusta la pizza, or I could say, a ellos les gusta la pizza. So we see that a plus the person's name or a plus the person's pronoun to clarify who it is that we're talking about. So with tocar, I'm going to use tocar to say that it's somebody's job or turn to do something, and I'm going to conjugate it just like I did with gustar. So you can see the chart down below where we have me toca, te toca, le toca, nos toca, os toca, les toca. So I've got all these different forms here. And the toca stayed the same. It was the me, te, le, nos, os, les that told us who was doing the action. Just like with gustar, if I'm going to use le or les, if I need to clarify it, I'm going to put a plus the person's name or the pronoun. So I could say, a mi hermano le toca hacer la cama, or something. And see how I used a plus the person's name or pronoun. And so it just works like that. Here's some examples. Just trying to say that it's somebody's job or turn to do something. So we have me toca lavar los platos. It's my job or my turn to wash the dishes. Te toca hacer la cama. It's your job or your turn to make the bed. A Marta le toca pasar la aspiradora. It's Marta's turn or job to vacuum. You notice I had to say a Marta to show that it was Marta because there was no other way to know that. But I also still had to say le toca. When I'm using tocar to mean that it's somebody's job or turn to do something, I have to have that me, te, le, nos, les in front of it. Nos toca sacar la basura. It's our job or our turn to take out the trash. Os toca arreglar los cuartos. It's your job or your turn. This would be used in Spain to talk to a group of people that you could call by first name to straighten up the bedrooms. A ellas les toca cortar el césped. So you'll notice I had to have that a ellas because les wouldn't tell us exactly who that was without something before that. So it's their turn or their job to mow the lawn. Just like with gustar, if you follow gustar with a verb, you leave gustar in the singular. Tocar, every one of these is being followed by a verb. toca lavar, toca hacer, toca pasar. And so tocar is going to just stay toca, because if it's my job or my turn to do an action, verbs are considered to be singular. In addition to that, we have the verb parecer, which is used to express how something seems to you. It can be thought of as to think about, but if we think of it as how does something seem, it helps us conjugate correctly. It points us to what it is that we're actually conjugating parecer for. We conjugate it just like we did with gustar. So just like gustar, we can clarify, or we should clarify the ley and the lace by using a plus their name or their pronoun. And you can see down in the table below, I've got the different conjugations. Me parece, te parece, le parece, nos parece, os parece, les parece. You notice I have the N in parentheses right behind it. That tells us that if what I'm talking about is plural, then I need to make this plural. So if I were going to ask, hey, what do you think of those cars? ¿Qué te parecen estos coches? Because cars was plural, parecen had to be plural as well. Once again, I've got some examples of how you would use that. La clase me parece bien. The class seems fine to me. ¿Te parece bien hacer la cama? Does it seem fine to you to make the bed? Just like with gustar, you can see I had to say a Beto le parecen horribles los libros de amor. Nos parece justo. A mi amigo. Here you can see again I've taken a plus the person's identifier. A mi amigo, estas películas le parecen fenomenales. So we see it was parecen because it's referring to the movies, películas, but it's le because there's only one friend that's thinking about it. And then finally, a tus amigos, same situation as the one up above. Les parece bien cuidar a sus hermanos. In this particular case, do your friends, or does it seem fine to take care of their brothers and sisters? And so, parece, because cuidar is what we're talking about. Parece then is in the singular. It's les because I have more than one friend. I can put them together. They're commonly put together, actually. People say, oh, I have to do this, and whatever it is that they think about it. So here's an example. I have me toca lavar los platos. It's my job or my turn to wash the dishes. And it would be really common to follow that up with something like me parece injusto. You notice how I'm just using me parece and then an adjective for that. I have to wash the dishes. It seems unfair to me. And then in both cases, we see how tocar and parecer are functioning like gustar. If we keep that connection in mind, if we keep that idea that these two verbs are going to function like gustar, then they're really, really easy to use. I hope this was helpful, and to get some practice, you can go to El Cid's webpage or studyspanish.com. If you're in one of my classes, just keep checking back and looking at Moodle, and there will be some exercises there as well. Thanks. Have a good day.